Hello, everyone. We have another podcast, and this one is better themed than before because it's about FEH Extra Lost, the big crossover. Everyone here plays Dragalia Lost and have at least played FEH, so here we go. Starting from the left, it's Amps.
Hi, I'm Amps. I've been playing Faye since the beginning, and I've been playing DL since the beginning. And my favorite character on DL is I don't know how to pronounce her name properly. Still, I think it's Solera.
Wait, how could she be your favorite character and you can't pronounce her name?
I've never heard her say her name.
Oh, that's true.
I didn't listen to her story with sound. But everyone calls her Celery, so I like Celery a lot. And Botan is a very close second.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Zambo. I joined Faye kind of late, actually, around the Norian Summer banner. I mostly became known amongst this community for building a plus 10 Delthea and then showing to Nim, and then he did a video on it. I dropped Faye a long time ago because I hated it and still do, kind of. And I left Delthea alone, and Nim still makes fun of me for that. And I've been playing Faye pretty much since, or not Faye, DL. I've been playing DL pretty much since launch, and my favorite character is Karina because she's perfect.
Okay.
It's true. Well, hello. I've been playing Faye since the beginning of time, when the dinosaurs roamed around the Earth, and I still play to this very day. And DL, I actually didn't play right away. I think it took me like a good month or so till I finally played it. But my favorite character is a good question, actually.
What? You don't have a favorite character?
I do, but I mean, if I had to pick two, it's between Laranoa and Nefaria.
That's interesting pick.
I love my chocolate women.
Oh, no, can I ask you, how do you feel about caramel women?
You mean caramel women?
Yeah, caramel,
Sure.
caramel.
No, they're fine. Great.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm Nimius. I've been playing FEH since the first week of launch. And then Dragalia Lost, I wish I could say I played nearly as much. I was super interested when it first came out. I mean, we reacted to the trailer and all that stuff, and I was super hyped about it. Unfortunately, it didn't officially release in Canada until much more recently, months ago, I guess.
That's because Canada isn't real.
No, it did come out in Canada. That's the point.
It's a lie.
Okay, so it didn't come out in Canada then.
Actually,
Uh-huh.
it took a company named Cygames to finally prove that Canada was real enough to get our game, and that's what happened.
Fantastic.
So it's 50% real then.
Okay,
Yes.
so aside from having to prove Canada is real to these guys, Canada is real, by the way. This is a dumb talk from you people. Man, you know, the other day I was talking to my coworkers about this. I was like, if you went up to an American and asked them, "Where's Spain?" they probably couldn't pick it out. If you asked them about even more other countries like Indonesia or Thailand or something, they're definitely not gonna pick it out. And then if you ask them where Canada is, they might even struggle there. And he's like, yeah, they might. And here you go, proving it as usual. Good job, guys.
Well, of course
Did
you
you
don't know
say
where a fictional land
Thailand?
exists.
He
Thailand.
did say Thailand.
Thailand.
Okay, so it wasn't the only one.
He said Thailand.
I mean,
Okay.
that's a pretty good name. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah. But I'm just saying, you guys are dumb. All right, but moving on. My favorite character, it's Miam. Now that's basically it. I like a lot of other characters, but Miam's by far the first one. Crap. Luca's sister. Why is her name slipping?
Cerise.
Cerise. I also like her a lot.
Cerise.
But that's about it. Anyways, yeah, let's start with our first topic. Did you guys pull?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
And the other question is, because I believe all of us pulled except for Nims.
Mm-hmm. I'll pull later.
Who did you guys all get?
I got all three within the first day. I was very happy.
Yeah, basically. And here's the funny thing. Even though I was fairly done with this banner very early, I needed water so bad that I summoned again.
I did
And-
the same thing, actually.
I spent all my tickets and my tenfolds, and I got lots of water. I was happy.
I also got all three, but it took me until they released the next few chapters. So like I think literally yesterday to get Veronica. She was the only one that didn't want to come home right away. I got like maybe 6 Fjorms and like 4 Marvs before I got Veronica.
Wow.
Jesus.
It seems like the lollies like to avoid you because it was for a spring banner. It's the same thing for the spring banner with you.
I know, at least this time she actually came home. Over there, Flying Nino came home.
For me. Wait, for you too?
Yes!
Oh. Oh wow.
Yeah,
I think that happens to a lot of
was-
people then.
I was hella blessed with this banner, which is funny because the last banner I got really screwed in was in the last Gala banner. I got fucking destroyed in that banner.
How many Xanders did you pull on that again? Like
I
3?
want to say like 2.
Oh, right.
I got cucked hella hard. I cried. Every time I got something bad, I gave a fact about water, and while I gave a fact about water, I cried. Cause my God, I was so sad. But I'm
Wait, why are
happy
you so
now.
desperate for more water right now?
Oh, because of the big update that happened.
Yeah. So you can buy Prince.
you buy Wormpers without water. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a very big.
Yep.
I'm just surprised like you're so impatient with it is what I really mean.
Honestly, it was more because I like to summon. So it's like
Okay.
I'm here thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to buy all these packs. I gotta wait till the very end of the events to hopefully pull, and then I got them in the first day. I'm like, now what do I do? What do I do now?
Also, I think all 3 of us, like excluding you, Nims, most of our teams are already done. We don't really necessarily need to summon for characters.
Yeah, I just pull for characters I like rather than whether or not I need them for stat.
I think the only team I have that's not ready is the light team. That's about it.
Yeah, this
And-
banner wouldn't help you.
That's
Thank
exactly what I
God you
told
got
to
Mr.
use
Alphonse.
in him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So how do you feel about him actually not being a bench warmer?
I still haven't put in my team, so I have still 0 friendship. So what does that tell you?
Damn. Are you
was him.
really gonna skip him?
I am so tempted to.
Okay, but like, he is. I'm not even joking. He's one of the best light characters in the game. Alphonse is actually like really, really good in this game. So just use him, please.
So the only thing that's making me reconsider is the fact that in this game he's actually pretty likable in terms of the story. It's funny when you can speak more than like 5 sentences a chapter. It's actually possible to like the character.
I like
His
this.
story was
He's
pretty
actually
good,
kind of
too.
smart too. Like, he actually like kind of thinks through some of his tactics. Like, in like the beginning of the story, he was like weighing his options of whether or not he should attack Yuden or try to run or what he should try to do. Like, I thought that was kind of cool. And we got to see Alphonse actually be like pragmatic and kind of smart for once instead of
Mm-hmm.
what's going on in Fate.
You know what's the
Um,
best thing about Alphonse though is that you get to see how he is without the summoner holding his hand.
He
No,
gave
no.
Death the fattest middle finger, and he's like, "No, you." And then Death's like, "Oh."
Oh yeah, we want to talk about how Alphonse has curse immunity in this game. I find that kind of.
Oh yeah, he actually yes he does. He has curse immunity.
You know, that's just side games showing they know what's going on.
Man, the attention to detail in this event gives me a boner.
Yeah, there's. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of people pointing this out that it seems like Side Games knows FEH better than FEH. Sorry, IS knows FEH.
It's a little strange, don't you think?
No, not really.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, looking at the characters they gave us in their like kits,
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, it's kind of pretty spot on with like, or like, as best as it could be, it's pretty spot on with how the characters are, or what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really translated them very well. I say. I was actually kind of shocked how scary accurate it has been.
Ice Mirror is actually so fun to use in DL. Like, it does so much damage. It feels so good. It's everything it should have been in Fae.
It should have been in Fae. Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. It's so funny because in Fae, Ice Mirror is like this junk move. Don't get me wrong. When it does work and it could be pretty useful at times. But in Fae, you would much rather take a lot of other specials over Ice Mirror. But Ice Mirror in this game, oh my, it's spot on. Since seeing it in the trailer, I was kind of hesitant because you still had to take damage for it. But then seeing like how much damage you could reflect back, I was like, oh wow, okay, it's kind of worth it if you survive.
It's so good. Not to mention, have you been? Oh, you probably haven't seen it, but there have been people who have done High Brunhilde with 4 Fjorms.
What?
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, no healer needed, just 4 Fjorms, all reflecting damage and just killing her.
Wait, how quickly have they been doing? Like, is it difficult then?
It's somewhat difficult because you still have to. You have to minimize the amount of damage you take because you need to make sure you're alive enough to Ice Mirror like the big hits still.
Yeah.
But I've seen one clear that I believe killed her in less than 2 minutes, which is
2 minutes.
almost a world record. World record is 75 seconds as far as I'm aware, but they can get pretty close with just 4 Fjorms, which is kind of nuts.
Wow. That's something that I've been hearing a bit too, like how the FEH heroes are kind of broken, or could break some aspects in the game.
Oh my god, Marth. Marth is busted.
Martha's dumb. In a good way. But he's dumb.
So he has an ability where when he falls below 30% HP, he immediately charges every single person's skills in the entire group. And the amount of crazy shenanigans you can pull with that is so ridiculous. Like, for example, you could have Makoto use his attack speed buff, then have Marth drop below 30% HP, which gives Makoto his attack speed buff again, and he can use it again. They'll stack on top of each other, and he just rips everything to shreds.
That sounds pretty cool.
He's because in Fae he's like I'd call him like a supporter. Like
he is a support. He's meant for that.
Yeah.
And so that's how they translated him.
Yeah. He hits hard, and he's gonna support you at the same time.
See, the one thing about Marth is like, what if he was anti-dragons in this game too?
Oh.
Yeah, I like it makes sense why they took it out. But if the Falchion was actually effective against dragons and Dragalia lost, good lord.
I mean, they pretty much made his kit a hard counter to High Midgard, so I guess in a way he's sort of anti-dragon, but yeah, not in the traditional sense.
Not in the actual, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got our angry Lolly Veronica.
She's fun.
I think what upset me the most is the fact that she came with Nosferatu.
Oh yeah, I think you were talking to me about this. It's about they haven't even put Nosferatu in Fae yet, but they put it in DL first.
That's true. It's funny that she actually came out in DL before FEH.
Yeah, and this is base Veronica.
That because in Fae the person who came out first, probably wrong about this, but
what?
Oliver had Nosferatu, but they gave him Shine instead.
Wait,
that makes sense.
Oliver has Nosferatu. Wait, I don't even remember that anymore. I thought he had Shine in his game too.
I think he had Shine, but he also had Nosferatu later on.
Okay.
Like I know he does get it, because I know when you get him, you get it. That was like the big thing. I was like, where's Nosferatu, man? Where's it at? Oh, other company who doesn't even make this game just does it.
Okay. That topic, I made a video on that topic. It's actually one of my bigger videos in the past month or so, where I was calling for Psy Games to replace IS. That video got so many views and so many likes. Let me find it so I can tell you guys real quick. But essentially, the idea was, I have zero faith in IS at this point. Whereas with Cygames, I keep getting things to renew my faith or to keep faith in it. Yeah, I wrote Cygames is amazing, Fire Emblem Lost Heroes revealed, and a new game mode. And in that video, I talked about 5 minutes about the new FEH Extralia Lost crossover, and then I spent the rest of the 5 minutes talking about why I think Cygames should take over for FEH. That video has 19,000 views, over 19,000 views, 170 comments, 320 likes, and 43 dislikes. So it's pretty overwhelmingly liked, even though there's a sizable dislike to it. And like, this crossover, just like, if IS can't keep their can't pull things together, I really think Cygames should be given a chance, or at least given like a partnership here directly, because they're already partnered with Nintendo. But if they have its partnership with Intelligent Systems 2, and they have staff like regularly working on it, like, I would believe in the game so much more. But yeah, basically this entire event with how they handled the characters, and we're about to talk about this too, but how they handled the story too, like, they clearly know what's going on with FEH and FE in general, it seems. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's-
The simple fact that they created a remix of the main Fire Emblem.
Oh
theme,
yeah, that was
like,
hot.
Oh,
I love it.
I was gonna say, they're pretty spot on with their crossovers. Like, they represent their crossover characters pretty well in terms of the story and of their kits.
Mm-hmm.
So for like the Love Live characters in GBF, they're very like supporty, and like that's what you imagine idols to be.
Yes.
And that's basically their whole kit, is just supporting the team and themselves. And so they like really actually, like, when they do crossovers, they really try to like study the characters, or like make sure they know what they're doing, make sure they're representing them like as you would imagine them.
Okay, the one thing that was bothering me is when you were talking, it shows up as shining as talking in my picture, but say something, Ants.
Yeah, and see, it's echoing me.
What the heck?
Oh no.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
Why is it just
sometimes, but it doesn't at others.
you? Huh.
It's just for me too.
It's just for... Yeah, you're too loud, Amps.
Okay,
Use your inside voice and
that is my inside voice.
You need to quiet
use your
down, Mister.
insider voice.
I need a whisper now.
Alright, well, let's move on. The real topic, though, is the story, and I think they did a great job here. It's no secret I don't like Alphonse, guys. But I found myself kind of liking him throughout the story. We're just going to talk about the first half and talk about the second half in the following week. But yeah, the first half of the story with introduction where everyone's fighting her. And also, real quick, before we completely move on, did you guys see them as the characters? Because the story has it so that Alphonse, Marth, Fjorm are all fighting Veronica at the same time, and then Veronica gets sent to some other portal, and then everyone gets dragged into it, and then they all end up in Dragalia Lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you see them as the characters picked? Because I definitely thought it was going to be like Anna and Sharina there as well, but I really like the fact that they weren't brought along, because FEH didn't do a good job with them. And I think Marth is a much more recognizable character, and Fjorm was kind of a weird pick, but you know, it kind of makes sense too.
Expected Marth. Like, I was pretty much dead set that Martha's gonna make it in. If anyone that isn't from if any non-Fae characters are gonna make it in, it has to be Marth.
Mhm.
Fjorm was a bit surprising, and so was Veronica, but I could see it at least. It's not too far-fetched, but yeah.
No, I don't think anything's like I don't think anything is like this is a bad choice or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, in terms of like expectedness, I definitely didn't see any of these characters coming. I thought Robin, for example, would make it in for sure, or Loki.
I
Or
think
not-
the
not
oddest
Loki, I mean-
choice. The
Yeah?
oddest thing to me is the fact that they didn't include a dragon.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
yes. I thought Young Tiki would make it in. That's for sure, because that seemed to fit so perfectly.
I did think that, like, I thought that I didn't think Anne. I thought we were either gonna get Alphonse or Marth, and if we got Marth, then we would get a bunch of like Fire Emblem characters from big titles like Lucina or something. But if we got Alphonse, I thought we would get just the Asgard trio.
Yeah.
I did not see Fjorm or Veronica coming.
And also,
Did we ever go over the?
Hmm?
And I put 50 billion quotes onto this rumor that was going around for a while.
what was the rumor?
Before. The rumor was, and the reason why I put many quotes, because the thing is, they said, oh, a data miner found this, but no one, there were no screenshots, there was absolutely nothing. It was literally just words.
The Loki thing?
And no, they were saying that the people who were gonna come in, we're gonna get all 3 Asgard trio for free. And then we were gonna get Lynn, Hector, and Ellie Wood as the ones to summon and Indian as a dragon.
Oh, I did hear this actually. Yeah, I didn't pay too much mind to it. I mean, I guess it's plausible that something like that could happen, but it didn't make much sense to me. It makes more sense to have Marth than any other character from the mainline Fire Emblem games. So, I didn't.
It was kind of weird. I was like, where did this come from? Because like it wasn't in Reddit. It wasn't like nobody said anything. It was just in Discord. Just
People lie.
talking about it.
People lie.
They do. They do the big lie.
The one thing I was hearing was that Loki was gonna be free at the end of the event or something ridiculous.
I've heard that too.
You what?
I doubt it. Like, I don't know. It just, I don't think, has Cygames ever done anything like that before, where they just give a free
Yeah.
character at the end of an event?
Well, they
I
don't.
don't know.
Actually,
Free
yeah, they have.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, for
Oh.
one of the recent GPF events, they gave it's like complete the story and then unlock this character.
Oh, complete the story. Oh.
But
I mean, there are.
But I mean,
few,
usually they
but-
tell you like this, you'll get this character at the end of the story. But the story's already completed and we already finished it and we didn't get a character. So I'm pretty sure Loki is not going to be playable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm so upset. I
Okay,
wanted
but
her.
yeah, about the story. Just starting from that point. So we end up in the portal because of a fight against Veronica. So that already hints at this isn't like FEH from where it is right now. So Alphonse isn't actually like, cursed by death or something, because we have been fighting Veronica in a long time now. So this is probably like a crossover from a Fire Emblem Heroes universe that is in its first year, is from what I can gather. Or no, first year and a half.
Honestly, it seems like their events took place after book 2, but before book 3.
Wait, after book 2? Isn't after book 2?
Because Fjorm.
Yeah, Fjorm.
Yeah, so it had to be sometime after.
No,
Because
it can't be
they-
after book 2, because
It
after
could
book
be
2
during book 2.
after book 2 we're like peaceful with Emblia. Like right after defeating Surtur, we're gonna kill Veronica now. Like that's a bit of a stretch.
Well, the reason why I say this too, and this is also a bit of a spoiler for, I think, one of their stories, but I do recall them mentioning the fact that they talk about Fjorm's sister. They never said which sister, but they did mention her sister, and she
I'm almost
gets
certain
sad about
it's
that.
referring to Yilger or Yogurt, I guess.
Yeah, that's a big maybe.
Okay,
But that's why I thought it was like maybe it's after booked. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's the first year and a half, but okay. This is an awkward moment because Fjorm's there. We know this is during the conflict against well, we know it because she's there. That means Surtur already exists because you meet Fjorm as early as you meet Surtur, basically.
Yeah.
But the problem here is, if she is here, does that mean Surtur's been defeated? But if Surtur's been defeated, you guys remember how book 2 ended, right? We save Veronica, Bruno's there, we save her, and they go off. So it's supposed to be a peaceful time, for at least a bit. But apparently not, because you clearly see we're fighting her now, so what? So maybe it's just an
Again-
entirely different FE H universe because it doesn't seem like Fjorm's dying from anything.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
could be an alternate timeline.
I suppose.
The better timeline.
The better timeline. Or it might be in between, where you meet Fjorm, but Surtur has not been defeated,
Maybe.
and so
Maybe.
therefore
I
she's
think
she's not
plausible.
cursed, and Veronica's still on the side of Muspel. You know, Emblia
Yeah.
and Muspel are together still against Asgard. I guess. Okay, whatever. It's just timeline talk. Anyways, the story starts out. We come out of the portal, and she lost her memory somehow.
It just happened.
That was pretty
Yeah,
interesting to me, though.
I mean, amnesia is kind of a tired trope, but it's
I liked it because usually you don't get, like, it's hard to write it so that Veronica's friendly or she doesn't want to kill you, right? So it made sense.
that's true.
And that was the only way you were going to experience some stuff with her. And even though later on, as the story progresses, spoiler, she loses that amnesia and she remembers everything again, like, because of the time you spent with her ahead of time, she isn't like just going to kill you, right? She actually is willing to, like, work with you here and get back to the proper universe.
Oh yeah, her I hope you do pull Veronica because her adventurer story is probably my favorite of the four. Honestly, it's really
Oh yeah, there's
Check it
adventurer
out.
stories too.
Yep.
yeah. They're
I think Fjord's my favorite.
yeah. Fiora and Veronica are definitely my favorites. Honestly, Marth I think is kind of the weakest one to me, but mostly because I think it just starts out a little iffy. But honestly, I think they're all fine.
Okay, well, I haven't experienced those yet, so I can't really talk about them. But I guess I'll try. So by next week we can.
Yes.
Anyways, what did you guys think of the story, the first half of it?
I respected the fact that even though she had amnesia, they didn't try to turn her to be this goody two shoes. They're like, no, it's like she like, I got the feeling that we're not supposed to be friends, but you know what? You saved me, so I'll chill with you for a little bit.
See, I like that because even if you do get amnesia, guys, your personality, your character still remains. You still have your intuition and whatnot. So even if your memories aren't there, you know, your heart and your feelings, they do give you hints. Like, that's actually a thing with amnesiacs. They don't actually just literally a new person. So I like the fact that it was more believable that way. And I like if she was all of a sudden really cute and all she wanted to do was be like a normal girl or something, I would have been like shaking my head on that. But no, I like how they did it with her.
Yeah, I would have been shaking my head on that too, but I would have appreciated that too.
Oh my god, you lolicon.
You're both degenerate.
We're all
I think they
degenerates, as we
captured
know.
the characters' attitudes pretty well, or even better than Faye has.
They did.
They definitely expanded on some points. I don't want to get too much into it, but especially with Fjorm and Veronica, they did expand on some ideas that were at least introduced in Faye, but like not executed well or just kind of dropped at certain point. I don't want to get too much into it, but it'll make sense if you get to read their adventure story.
How much? Not Damien. Warmite do you have?
Me? I
Yeah,
think like 18k or something.
I think that's.
You got good odds. You should be able to get them.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'll get everybody. I don't really doubt it.
Well, not only that, because of the fattest update of all time, you no longer get Prince except for the. Actually,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You
So-
don't even get the
There you
3
go.
stars.
No, you don't get prints at all. They're completely gone. All.
Yep.
You can only get them through buying them in the shop double.
So yeah, you have pretty good chances.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure you don't have a lot of the things anyway. So even if you get pretty broken by something, it'll more than likely be something new that you would appreciate.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm sure.
You should do the platinum summon.
No, I can't do that one.
Uh,
Hmm. But yeah, what do you guys think of Alphonse in the story too?
I like him a lot more, both in his design. I always hated Alphonse's design in Faye, and while I'm not too while still a little bit iffy with it in DL, I think at the very least the art style just makes him look a little bit better. But
Yeah.
also as a character, I think he's a lot stronger. I think he's a lot more interesting. I mentioned before, to make him a bit more like pragmatic and calculated and actually kind of smart, which is something I really appreciate. So yeah,
I think
actually
that
like
was the idea for him in FEH as well, to be that kind of character, but because there's no they're scared to write too many lines in the story for whatever reason. You never really believe it's never really believable, right? Like if you remember book 2, there was this one time where Alphonse managed to like ambush Leguiarn in Nifl. That was one of the most ridiculous story pieces I've ever heard, because number one, you haven't been here before. She's literally been the defending general, like the conqueror general. Like she's been here for quite a long time, and the story wants you to believe that this man somehow managed to ambush her. Like it was just sheer insanity. Like it's like, yes, you have Fjorm there, and you guys talked a bit, but for some reason you can come up with this plan and just everything works out. That never really made sense to me. But because in this story, when he does like reason things out and rationalize it, you can follow along the train of thoughts, so it doesn't seem insane. And that's a big plus.
They definitely made him a lot more likable in DL.
Mhm.
And they definitely expanded on his character a lot more than Faye has. Because, like, if you ask me, like, what's his character Faye, I can't really say so. Because I don't really know his qualities or his traits. But here in DL, they kind of, like, captured some qualities and traits of him.
Oh yeah, I agree.
They made him into a person. Holy shit.
Okay, but here's the ultimate question: Yuden or Alphonse? As all four were at least
Ooh.
players of both FEH and Dragalia Lost, I think this is something that you can pick out fairly.
I mean, DL Yuden is definitely better than Faye Alphonse, but DL Alphonse is hard actually.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, no. There are definitely some bits about Yuden that I actually really don't like. I don't know. There's just like some points where he comes off, not always, of course, but there are definitely like points where he just comes off as like a bit too nice or just a bit too like goody two shoes, and it's just kind of annoying at times to me. Again, not always, but because of that, like I don't know. I really don't know which one I like more.
Wow.
In DL specific.
Okay, for me, I've always been introducing Yuden in Dragalia Lost as better Alphonse, and I really do believe that, because they are very similar in many ways, right? While Alphonse isn't like literally like disowned by his father or like on the run, he is like shunned by his father in a way until the most recent story, I guess, where he's forced to be in all the more roles. But you could always tell there was something that was keeping him away from his family. Whereas in Yuden's case, he literally can't be with his family because there's a succession race going on. They're both like really, really nice or like fundamentally good people. How do you, what is in Fate's terms? What is it like? Because they have like, it's like chaotic evil for some characters, or like, fine, nobody knows the definition, I guess. All right, well, whatever.
Yeah, I would not know exactly.
Oh, you mean like the alignment chart thing?
Yeah,
Oh, so like would that be lawful good basically?
lawful good. I guess Yuden is lawful. Yeah, I guess they're both lawful good. That's what I meant. Just to see like where they are in terms of things. So they are very, very similar characters, but Yuden has always been more likable just because, you spend a lot more time with Yuden, and it just makes sense when you spend time with Yuden.
Yeah, I think I still like Yuden over Alphonse. But I will say DL did up the scale quite a bit with Alphonse, so he is more likable than he would be in his Faye counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think.
Okay. All right, and TGP, what'd you think of the two? And if you had to favor one of the two?
I think I'll still favor Yuden overall
Yeah.
over Alphonse, but it's honestly it's like it's really neck to neck because DL did write him way better. Who would have thought just writing not even a great amazing story, just a decent story, just decent,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden he looks way better. He looks like such a relatable, likable character.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's actually hard.
Oh yeah.
That
Get
is
into
something.
that. We can get to that later.
Yeah. But no, even though Yuden is too nice to a fault. I just like the fact that everyone else plays on that too. They're like, it's to the point where like, can you not please?
Yes.
Like, I know you're nice, but
that
please.
is true.
I like how the story is very self-aware, and the writers are self-aware of like what kind of character they're making. Whereas in Faye, it kind of seems like they're aware, but they want to keep pushing this how they are as characters. Anyway,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Touching on Faye a tiny bit, I did like the fact that he's like, you know what? Fuck your curse. Even though it made no sense. Just
that's the
fact that
problem.
he
Made
did
no
it.
sense.
Just the fact that he did it. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. Your curse means nothing to me.
Hey, he's still saying that here with his 100% resistance.
That's true.
At
Right.
least here it kind of sense.
Now it makes complete sense. Yes. And also, is it just me?
Hmm?
But did Loki's titties get not way bigger, but slightly bigger in this game?
I've heard a lot of people say that. I'm not sure, honestly.
Because I'm a real fan. Like, DL, they know how to draw titties. They just do. I don't know. But, like, I was like, god damn. They definitely seem bigger. Because Faye's pretty fucking big. I'm
The
like,
art design, I really liked it for a lot of the characters. I think Fjorm transitioned super well. Like her art transitioned super well.
I think Loki's did
Yeah.
as well.
Loki did as
mostly
well.
because of the fact because she has more emotion
Mm-hmm.
in here because they have like DL adds multiple faces besides just the standing still and irk faces that Faye has. So
Yeah.
I
They-
did like that.
They have more emotional faces, and they have better transition scenes. But the biggest thing is voice acting.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
Well, I played in English, and
You did?
Sounds
Okay.
fine.
Does she go ara ara or Yeah, that's what she says in Japanese.
who?
Loki.
Oh, I don't remember. Because the thing is, they don't really talk while you read the story, but they only really talk when you like use them in the game.
Oh,
But-
okay. So this is why you don't know, because in Japanese it's fully voice acted.
Yeah. I know it's fully voice acted, but I never heard it.
Yeah, they only get the English voice actors to do the whole story.
Hmm. Alright, that's
Yeah, they'll-
unfortunate, but it's still
Yeah.
the Japanese voice actors went all the way.
Yeah. I don't know why. What's wrong with English?
I remember talking about Phil Art when it came to Langrisser, how difficult it was to convince the shareholders that English voice acting was necessary. Most of them don't view it as most of them don't view it as worth the cost is the problem. So, yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Even if DL is like more open to all this stuff, it's still a hard pill to swallow for most game companies.
I thought they'd be more leaning closer to English VA because it is Nintendo too. but I guess not.
Mm-hmm.
Just put in Greg Chun. That's it.
By the way, a really interesting fact about that. In Langrisser, a lot of times when they're introducing these voice actors, they don't tell you who they actually are, because in North America, of course, they have the voice actors have a lot of rights, which means a lot of the pay just doesn't make sense for a lot of companies to commit themselves to.
Oh yeah, because I believe they have a union too.
They have a union too, so the costs are too high in general for them to take most of the times. So it's not really completely on DL's side of things. They just might not be able to afford it.
Yeah, it's
Like
probably
it just does not make sense to buy into it, is what I mean.
Yeah,
'Cause-
and especially considering it wasn't released in all the countries at launch, I guess that could also be a reason why because it might not be as profitable with not as many people having access to it, so it might have been another reason why shareholders were a bit iffy about the idea.
Oh, just Langrisser shareholders. For DL,
Oh.
it is a similar idea, I suppose, but I think they would have more money available because, actually maybe not. But Nintendo as a partner is a big money bank, whereas Langrisser didn't really have that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's more the fact that they don't just want to deal with the union,
Mm-hmm.
because that does get pretty weird.
Mm-hmm. But it's not completely unaffordable. It's just when you have a consistent role, and because DL's story is fairly lengthy, it will take quite a bit of money, and I don't know. It really depends.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, you want to get into the game modes?
Yep,
Or-
game modes. So I've played at all of them except. Yeah, I've played all of them at this point, but I haven't like cleared all of them. So you guys can start off.
I guess we'll start with Repel the Empire because it's like it's the small one. It's just, it's basically just a wave battle mode. It's more just a watered down version of the facility wave battle events that we get in DL all the time. It's basically just like an extra thing on the side. It's not too big of a deal, but it's nice, I guess. It's kind of cool that it features enemies from all 5 elements, which is something that we haven't really seen in DL before. So I like that idea at least. But yeah, it's something.
Yeah, because usually when it comes to events and whatnot, they're themed. So like, if it's a light themed, you're going to be using dark people the entire time. But in this one, they're like, oh, you can just bring whatever you want. Now there are still some preferences. You will kind of pick up on that a little bit, but for the most part, you can use whoever you want, and you're fine, which is nice. Then they just released Veronica's Trial, and then there was also Alphonse's Trial, which is just the boss fight, but way harder. They hit much harder.
Let's just say Alphonse is not a bench warmer anymore.
He's not.
Went from bench warmer to bench press. Like, god damn.
he's
He
good.
will push all of your team onto the bench.
Bro, he is the bench, and he's like gonna smack you in the face.
To basically to put it in like more understandable terms, both Alphonse and Veronica in their trials have multiple attacks that can outright one-shot you, and nearly every single attack they do is at least capable of taking out half your HP. They hit hard. They do not fuck around. They are actually pretty hard, and they're actually really fun fights. I enjoy them.
I will also say too, especially with Alphonse's fight, man, that's when the detail shines. Like, he just uses moves that you recognize, like Rising Light, Growing Light, Death Blow.
Life and death when he's about
yeah.
to die. Yeah.
Oh, this is like, wow, there's so much detail to this fight, and it's like, just great. It's like, why can't I just do this? God damn it!
What? They researched all that skills just for that fight too, because you don't see any of that outside in his kit, because it's not in his kit.
Yeah.
He
Well,
does
like-
have Soul in his main kit, but
Right,
yeah,
but like
all the
growing
other
light,
stuff,
rising
you don't
light.
see it.
Yeah. So they
And-
went even more above and beyond just to name his skills for the fight.
And it's the same formation too. Like it's crazy. It's like wow.
The attention to detail is crazy.
I can't really say the same for Veronica since you really don't see her fight.
Yeah, well,
Very.
Oh,
But,
Jesus.
Veronica
okay.
fight is a bit more interesting, but yeah.
Yeah.
Her attack sounds are the most erotic I've ever heard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That. I mean, for English, that's Wendy Lee for you, but for Japanese, yeah.
I mean, in Japanese, she's just everything sounds like she's having sex. Just
And
saying.
And she's only 5.
Okay, she's not that young, but yeah.
I know, I like to exaggerate the ages. But now more importantly, the big one and the one that they advertised the most
Yes.
is the defense battle, which we found out what happened with the defense battles, guys. The rally defense. Here it is.
Relay defense, yes.
Yeah, that's what I think that was called. It's like, here it is. Like, because I think we had like a week of it, a week or two. It was very short, and here it is.
It is.
And it's a lot of fun, but it's also very infuriating because people are really dumb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Alberian Front is its official name. I definitely
Yes.
do recommend trying to find like people to organize with. It's not that you can't do it with random players, it's that it's kind of inconsistent, to put it lightly. Communication in-game of DL is a bit limited. You're only limited to using like certain emotes to try to convey a message, and while that does get through to people sometimes, again, just some people are dumb and don't quite get what you want from them. So in a mode that actually requires quite a bit of coordination, like the Alberian Front, it can be kind of difficult if you're just playing with random people.
The first time I did it was alone, because I just wanted to try it out, and I could clearly see like why you would need people here for it, because even though it was on easy, it was like, well, this isn't a cakewalk. I mean, it is a cakewalk, but you literally gotta go everywhere, and it does take effort. Is what I mean.
You
Oh,
can't even
oh.
auto it if you sell.
Yeah, you can't even auto it as well. That's the thing too.
Lunatic, yeah, the defense mode on Lunatic is, ooh, it is something.
Yeah, because we only had it hard for a while, and then Lunatic came out, and it was night and day.
They changed the map so that the gate can be attacked from 2 different directions. They gave you 3 houses to defend instead of 2, and the enemies hit really, really hard and have a lot of HP. It's and also terrifying.
Yeah, and the reason why it will infuriate us, I'm just gonna go with it from the hard mode, but this also applies to Lunatic as well. You have to complete the entire wave. There's 3 waves, I believe.
Yes.
You have to complete it under 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
For
And
for normal, for hard, you have to be under 2 minutes 30
2 minutes,
seconds,
30
and
seconds.
for
Lunatic
you have to be
is
under
3 minutes.
3 minutes 30 seconds, I believe.
But the reason why it's rough is because after you do that, the gates to the boss of the whole thing opens up. But if you beat under that time, a special boss appears. And he's just a really beefed up normal enemy. He doesn't even have a life bar on the top. It's just above his head. But the thing is, people like to leave, and then you lose the whole fight. Well, you don't
Like-
lose the whole fight, but you lose that entire fight. And he's like the baddest bonus you can possibly get.
Yeah, the special boss you want to kill because he ups your score by a tremendous amount. But if people run to the main boss before you kill him, you just miss out on that massive point boost, and that has happened to me a couple times playing with randoms. It's frustrating.
A lot of people do it, and then people legitimately just leave afterwards. It does get very tryhardy, I will say that, because I remember I was doing a Lunatic, and one enemy slipped by and touched the gate, and they just left.
Oh,
like,
really?
oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
rough.
It's pretty bad.
Though when you're playing with when you're either playing with pubs that are more tolerant, or when you're playing with a group of people that actually are working with you and don't do that kind of stuff, it is probably one of my favorite modes in the entire game. It's really well designed. It also has the same thing with enemies of all 5 elements, so you aren't like pigeonholed into a specific element, so you can kind of bring whoever you want. It's just a fun time. I love it.
I also just really like the idea of how big it is and how there's so many there's different objectives and different layers of how to play through it. Like you can't just defeat all enemies and win. Well, actually you kind of could, but there's more objectives involved, so there's more depth to it. So it's not exactly the same thing, just doing the same thing over and over again.
It definitely does. Like, this is probably the most co-op mode
Yes,
out of the entire mode.
and it's huge.
It is. I like it a lot. I definitely 100% recommend playing it with friends. Like, randoms, that's all on you. But definitely, if you have like a group of friends, or even actually, I should mention this little tidbit. So before this update,
Mm-hmm.
the chat itself wasn't dead, but you can, like, the DL chat in the Discord, you recognized everybody,
Yes.
basically.
Oh yeah.
But now that this event came, we got a lot of. It's been getting a lot more active. Let's put it that way. Like, wow, there's a lot of people in there now.
Yeah, see, we can actually tell how the crossover's been going. Now, our Discord is, well, it's like 3,600 people, and generally, with like 1,000 people or so, you can start getting some idea of how things are shifting. This crossover, I think it's very hard to say it has not been successful. A lot of FEH players did, in fact, give it a try.
So, yeah, a lot of people have said, "Yeah, I quit, Faye. I'm playing
Yeah.
this now." It's like, look what you did. It's crazy, and people are actually enjoying it. Now, of course, there are people who play the game like, "Oh wow, this game's really grindy." Oh yeah, welcome to Dragalia. This game is very grindy, but they're still having fun.
Mhm.
Great.
You know,
It's
also coming
nice.
from Faye, where there's almost literally no grinding, I think they'll say that for just about anything.
That's true.
I don't
It
even think
is-
DL
it is-
grind is like that bad.
It's not.
Until you try to do the high
Yeah,
grades.
if
then
you-
it,
if
then
you-
it gets
yeah.
bad.
When you try to do the end game stuff, the high dragon stuff, that's when the grind gets extremely real. But
So all of the Fae characters happen to have kits that are specifically designed to counter high dragons. So now is a perfect time to get a character perfectly designed for them if you want to hop.
yeah, that's true. They're really good. Like, Jesus Christ.
And also, if you're coming from FEH, you're just gonna be more familiar, more comfortable with these characters, anyways.
Like, they definitely did every single character justice.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like, even Loki, even though she's just story and you don't ever see her being played at all, but just the story itself is really nice, and I really love the dynamic with Harl.
Oh yeah.
It's great. God, this crossover just gives me a very nice dip.
All right, but I think that's the last topic. So overall, what are some final thoughts or final words about the crossover? We'll
I love
revisit again next week when we talk about the rest of it. But
Yeah.
man, this has been a great event in my opinion for DL and for FEH too, for the players anyways of FEH to get an alternative game and to experience DL. I think for a lot of people was a good experience overall.
Everything's great. The art, the voice acting, the music, the game modes, story.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
they
I'm
hit
gonna be
everything
real.
spot on.
And the fact that they like even changed the sound effects for when you transform into a dragon to reflect that of Fae,
Yeah.
like just
Oh,
those tiny little details, I love it.
and the health bar changed too.
Oh yeah, they changed the health bar to like represent fire a little more. It's just so nice.
like all the sound effects as well. It's 100% spot on. It's like Jesus Christ. There's so much detail. And the thing that pisses me off the absolute most, even
What?
though I love it, is Yuden has a goddamn face sprite. Pisses me off.
Oh yeah,
so
that's-
much.
Veronica does too.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
sorry, everyone
Veronica.
has.
Yeah, but like Yuden
Yes.
has a face sprite.
DL, yes, from DL, yes. Like it was pretty clear. It was pretty clear on Dragil Lost side. They were all right. For me, anyways.
Come on, Ayaz.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Ayaz.
Even actually, we can talk about this next week. I don't want to drag off.
Yeah. But my entire point, guys, it's pretty clear who was on board and who wasn't on board with the crossover.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's the
man.
entire thing is just like a big missed opportunity, and it's just unfortunate it became this way because it definitely did not need to become this way.
It's honestly really hard to go back and say that Faye treated its players well when this event exists.
Yes.
And I'm like, God, man, like this event made me spend more money than I intended to.
Same,
Like, I'm like,
Actually,
bro, like, this is so good. I just want to support them even more.
Yeah.
It's like, God, do another one. Oh my God.
I hope IS learns from that because you've seen the changes they've been making. These are also for like player-friendly changes. IS has
Oh,
like
yeah,
stayed away from player-friendly changes because I think they
that's
believe
that's another thing too, that this event
hmm
also happened. The biggest update happened and it changed the game a lot, like immensely. Like the worm prints were
Mhm.
changed. The fact that there was just so much quality of life changes, including the event. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Auto Battle AI is a lot smarter now. They actually use force strikes. Like it's so nice.
And then here's Faye, some tickets. Thanks for playing.
I've said this so many times before. I just want FEH to realize like players aren't just looking to summon more characters and just like you just can't keep releasing more characters and expect everyone just to be fine with the game. Like it's backwards.
Like, if you just put in a little bit of effort, actually, like even just little finer details and whatnot into the game, into the story, and people will like it again. It'll be like a huge, fast improvement. People will be like, "Wow, this game's so good," but you know, keep getting things like the story mode we're getting now. Luck with that.
Yeah. But all right. I think that covers everything. Any final word?
Yes.
What's our hashtag or whatever?
Hashtag install DL.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, that's a good one.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. All right, guys. So if you made it to the end, let's do hashtag install DL. And thank you so much for listening to another podcast.
We'll see you guys next week for more DL.
Man,
Wow.
I hope I'm not. I
What?
hope.
Oh
What?
fuck! I thought that was it. I thought we were done.
You're not gonna say
No.
anything else? Wow, Zamble.
You're not gonna
Oh,
talk
I-
to the people.
Oh, what
You
a
carried
Oh,
all these
fuck.
people.
Yeah, we're
in-
not
in
cutting
the
this part. We're gonna show how
Oh.
much of a jerk you are.
I'm
Wow.
sorry, guys. I love
Damn.
you.
Better.
It's too late. We cut that part out.
yeah.
They'll-
Oh wow.